What's going on, guys? It is Shay here. Today I'm here going to be reviewing something very different than usual. Now, for those who don't know what airsoft is, I'll put a link in the, or go research it on YouTube. It's a precision sport. It's more like a skirmish sport. Like, I've been watching a bunch of airsoft videos, I think, ever since Fire Blast. He's a fellow airsofter himself, so shout out to him for getting me into airsoft. But I don't play airsoft, like, yet. But today, I have the UKARMS G36B. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some people out there wondering, like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some airsofters watching this video like, dude, why are you buying from UKARMS? UKARMS is like one of the worst airsoft companies ever because of how badly they make their stuff. But this thing actually feels like it's metal, but I already feel some parts about to fall off. Like the barrel, it feels like it's about to fall off. I'll show you guys that in the video. But here it is. This is made by Galaxy, I'm assuming. Use high quality UKARMS 6mm BBs, of course. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. And then it says, do not shoot at human or animal, which is exactly what airsoft is for, except you don't shoot at animals, you shoot at humans. But let's open up the box, and this is what you get inside. I already opened up the BBs, and just so you guys know, yes, I did open this up, and I played around with it, and it's pretty good for a Springer. This is a Springer. I'm not a big fan of Springers, but I really wanted a Revolver. It's the cheapest one I could find. Actually, the cheapest one you can find under $100 is like another CO2 airsoft revolver. But here it is, the G30. I thought I was going to get the silver version, which was all plastic. This one feels like it's made out of polymer or something. I don't know, but take it out. Literally had to put this thing back in the box just for this video. So here's the revolver. This thing looks very realistic if you took off this orange tip, and I do not want to take this off. And as of injury, I'm not taking this outside anyway. I'm only keeping this in the house. And when I said that the barrel was about to fall off, can you guys? I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see like a little crevice there? Yeah, that means I don't know if that's going to break eventually, but I hope to God it doesn't, because this UKARMS really does sometimes make some very terrible products. This is since it's a spring powered, meaning that it's a single action revolver, it's not double action. When you do pull the trigger, the cylinder does rotate, but the hammer does not go back. So you have to pull the hammer back and then let it go forward. I'm not gonna do this yet. So it comes with a bag, I think, of 1.2 gram BBs, which these are the BBs I might have to get. These are the BBs. 1.2 gram BBs is what I'm assuming. And we have 2 extra shells right here. So we have 2 extra shells. This revolver does use shells. For anybody who plays airsoft, or at least owns an airsoft gun, knows that a lot of airsoft revolvers do use shells. So I'm going to show you guys what the shells look like in the gun. So the way you open the gun up, hold this lever right here, and push out. You can't flick it out like the actual revolvers because the cylinder is so stiff. But as you can see there are the shells, and the way to eject them, of course, the ejector rod right here that you can literally just go, the shells just come out all over you. All those shells don't come out on first attempt, and also what you can also do is do that, even with shells in, but you gotta be careful. So this is what the gun sounds like with no shells in it. Sounds like that, right? That's a pretty nice clang to it, unlike other UKARMS guns that I've actually seen. Okay, so there's a way you can twist that. So here are the shells, by the way. So it comes with 8 shells in total. You can actually get spare ones off Amazon. But here are the shells right there. It comes with 6 in the gun, but then 2 others would make it 8. So we're gonna load them up, right? And you just load them up like a traditional revolver, but since there's not even a speed loader for this thing, like, you know, for the shells, for anybody who knows what I'm talking about, the speed loader for revolver shells, it really does suck that they don't have one for this, but they do have extra shells for this. But when you fire it, what was that? But when you fire it with shells in there, this is what it sounds like. Sounds basically the same, but to be honest, it actually sounds different. But this thing really does hurt my thumb, this freaking hammer. I think this gun's made out of polymer. It can't be made out of just plastic. I think the silver one's made out of plastic, but I like the black one. The black one looks more badass, actually. Sometimes, well, silver looks more badass, but anyways, but we're gonna load in 2 BBs in one of the shells. So actually, what we're gonna do, eject the shells all over here, and we're gonna put them in the box, and we're gonna take 2 shells, and we're just gonna load them up right here, and we're just gonna load in 2 BBs. These things actually go very far for whenever you're in the house. I highly doubt they'll go very far when they're outside. So we'll take 2 of these BBs, put this in. There are 2 BBs that you guys can see there. There we go. So we're gonna put the lever right there, and I'm not gonna shoot it on my phone screen. I have a high. This is gonna be a high chance of gonna crack it. Well, I'm gonna shoot at this bottle down here. Jesus, that came right back and hit me. Okay, so if there's there's BBs that aren't like, because these things don't really break, they just stick into you sometimes, especially if they're airsoft guns that have a very high FPS. So and I do remember saying to someone that it doesn't really hurt when it hits you. So let me try to, hang on, kind of afraid to do this, but let's try it anyway. Shit. All right, let's try it anyway. Okay, that actually does give you a little bit of a sting. Okay, so that's something to take note of. It does actually give you a little bit of a sting. Like, I hit right here with my pointer finger, and it actually does kind of hurt. So it doesn't hurt as bad. I'm pretty sure this thing's like way high in FPS. You guys are wondering why my light is flickering. I don't know why. I think it's the air conditioner, but if this thing was higher in FPS, I'm pretty sure this thing would have probably stuck into me. So let's put all the shells back in here. And this extra the 2 spare shells it comes with, they don't change. They don't make a difference in the gun. They just give you 2 extras, I guess, in case you just lose 2 others. But if you lose 2 others or 3 others, then I don't know how it's gonna be a 5-shot revolver then. It would be pretty cool if this was the R8 revolver. The R8 revolver the R8 revolver is one of my favorite revolvers of all time because the thing just looks so cool. But it's basically just a pocket op, you know, the R8 Warfare Police sniper in your hand. You know, just one-handed. The thing actually has a good amount of recoil for power. So, since I now have 2 revolvers. I have 1 revolver-based weapon, and I have an actual revolver, not a gun, not an actual revolver gun, but I do have. Is this a safety? Oh, I thought it was a safety. This ain't UHC. I forgot. But here is the Gabble revolver to an actual revolver. So you can see that the cylinder up here is, of course, larger. This one's, of course, shorter. But what do they have? Okay, so they do look pretty weird. Of course, it's a single barrel. This is double barrel, but from the back, oh, that's so dangerous. Pointing an airsoft gun towards your face, especially when it's loaded. And of course, although this is an airsoft gun, treat it like a real gun, especially if it's loaded like with BBs, because especially since it's a single action, and you point it like this and then it actually hits your face. That can actually hurt you, especially high in FPS. Like a gun that this only has like an FPS of 180, like 260, so this thing does go pretty far. Okay, so I don't have like a bruise from that. That one just gave me a little bit of a sting. So, recording on 9 minutes. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize I was running on that much. But yeah, as you can see there, it's a pretty good revolver for this is $21 on Amazon, and I got it on Prime. And my mom actually got it for me. So shout out to my mom for getting this for me. This is my first airsoft gun ever. Like literally my first airsoft gun. But my favorite airsoft guns are CO2 guns. Like the ones like especially pistols that use the blowback system. That's like my favorite airsoft gun. And apparently this is actually based off the Colt Python 357 Magnum revolver. And from real life, which is the same the Spy's revolver from anyone who plays TF2, you know, Team Fortress 2, probably knows that this is almost the same, like his revolver is also based off that as well, as I heard. But this thing actually sounds like it runs on CO2 when you do that, but it sounds kind of scary sometimes. But it's a pretty good revolver for $20, especially if you get the black one, because I think the silver one's made out of all plastic. So I'm gonna try and get this video edited straight away. I'm actually going to be keeping this box here so that way my baby brother can't get this. And as you guys actually heard in the beginning of the video, no, I can't take this outside because of the area I live in. I'm pretty sure if we lived in a little bit better area, I'm pretty sure she would have at least maybe let me take it outside in the backyard probably and test it out. But I can't go outside and test this thing. So I might just never see the light of day. That thing is made. I don't think this thing may ever see the light of day. So yeah, it's a pretty good revolver, and it's actually somewhat. It's actually very. I hear some shaking parts, and that's around the barrel area. But hope to God this doesn't break, because UKARMS guns I actually heard tend to break very easily. So, man, freak, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so they eject themselves like automatically. Like they don't eject themselves when you push the ejector rod. They just eject on their own. So I really do like airsoft revolvers. They're a pretty cool concept, especially the ones that of course use shells. These shells of course look cheaply made, but if you go look for like KWC revolvers, like you go look for their revolvers, those things actually use like shells that look very real. You know, so thank you guys for watching this video. I know there's probably nobody on my channel who really cares about airsoft, doesn't even know what it is, and probably might think, oh, why don't you just get a real gun? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some idiot that comes across my channel and say, oh, get a real gun. How old do you think I am? 20? No, I'm somewhere close to that, but it's gonna take me about another 5 years to get that. So it actually does give you a pretty good outline. And underneath the box, what's really weird though, I forgot to mention, is that I've been seeing other people's reviews of UKARMS guns, and usually it would come with this terms of service thing. You have to sign it in order for you to use this gun. That's very stupid. But it just comes in this case, and there's nothing else under here. You can actually find UKARMS guns at like yard sales, like in the flea markets or whatever. You can actually find them there. Okay, will this actually affect anything if I just throw out all the BBs in here? I think I have some better scissors to cut this package open. Okay, so this is working. I got all the BBs in there. All the BBs are in there. I'm gonna have to get some more. I think there's a 1.2 gram BBs. They're not .20s, because .20s I actually heard in UKARMS guns, they don't really function well with .20s. Those are like the heavier BBs, for those who are wondering what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna ask my mom. I'm gonna need a big jar of BBs, because they do sell them at Walmart. So this thing does make some weird noises actually. So if I might actually just get the chance one day to go outside and test this and see what it really does. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.